Previously on Big Brother 6.
Janelle, congratulations.
As head of household, Janelle nominated those responsible for Kaser's eviction.
Who is your first nominee?
Jennifer.
Who is your second nominee?
Maggie.
And the friendship suffered a major blow.
Jennifer, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
But at the head of household competition, the friendship regained power.
Bo, you are the new head of household.
At the nomination ceremony, Bo targeted one of the only remaining pairs.
Howie and Rachel, I put you guys up for eviction.
But Maggie warned her alliance not to forget about another threat.
Think about the repercussions for next week.
I don't want to take too much attention off of James in this game.
At the veto competition, James proved his dominance once again.
James, you are today's veto winner.
And he continued playing both sides.
Where's James?
James can be there too. There's three of us left.
James is pretty much playing both sides right now.
What did they say to you about me?
No, nothing.
At the veto meeting, James chose to stay neutral.
I choose not to use the power of veto.
Who will be evicted next, Rachel or Howie? And with their numbers dwindling, can the Sovereign 2 win head of household? Or will the friendship finally take control? Find out live tonight on Big Brother 6.
Good evening, I'm Julie Chen. Welcome to Big Brother 6. It's day 54 inside the Big Brother house, and after suffering a major defeat last week, the Friendship Alliance came back with a vengeance. Bo, the personal shopper from Pembroke Pines, Florida, won head of household and put two housemates on the chopping block. Howie from Chicago, Illinois, and Howie's partner, Rachel, from Parker, Colorado. And for a record fourth time, James won the Golden Power Veto, but this time decided not to use it, keeping Bo's nominations intact. Both Howie and Rachel had hopes of making it to the end together and winning the $1 million grand prize. But tonight, that dream is over because one of these partners will be walking out the front door. In a few minutes, the house guests will cast their vote to evict live. And either Howie or Rachel will join last week's evictee, Jennifer, on the jury that will crown the winner of Big Brother 6. But first, another pair is about to be split up. As they face possible eviction, Howie and Rachel know that their fate is in the hands of the Friendship Alliance.
To respect Bo's nomination decisions, I choose not to use the power of veto.
The last thing I wanted was to be on the block with Howie. James didn't use the veto. I didn't expect him to use the veto. So one of us will be leaving. But whoever stays behind, it's basically going to be a search and destroy mission, I think.
If Rachel leaves, my instructions are to, break up Yvette and Bo. Yes, it's personal. Let's break up the last surviving couple, and at the same time, it's strategical. So, you know what, nerd herd? You should have thought a little better about this one. We're coming after you.
I just want to know if they're definitely going to evict me.
You're evicting me.
Huh?
You're evicting me, for sure.
Why?
You feel threatened by me.
I got a little bit of a bad reputation around here the last couple weeks. I open up my big mouth. Can I call you Busto for short? I don't care if you want me to. If you're a busted blonde, I'll just call you Busto. Game up. God! You messed with the wrong house guest, Busto! Woo! But, it was time, and it was well-deserved for me to speak up around here. Did that get me thrown out the door quicker? I don't know. Maybe it's time for me to go.
I don't like these people.
I think that they want you more than him.
I would too. I play the game better.
I want to see Howie succeed in this more than I want to see myself succeed in this. I wouldn't be here without him.
I am prepared to leave. Doesn't mean I necessarily want to leave. I'm begging to leave. I hate it here.
Right.
I want to be here too because I know that I could do really well in this game.
No, I agree.
Okay? If they want to play strategically, they're going to vote me out because I'm a better player.
Right.
Okay? If they want to be somewhat vindictive for other reasons, they're going to vote you out.
Yep.
Howie, how pale is your ass, just out of curiosity?
What?
How pale is your ass? Streak across the yard. Look how pale he is. Streak.
Come on, Howie.
Howie, just do it.
Howie.
Go over there. No, go over here. Streak. From there, and back.
Naked?
Naked.
I want a sock to wrap it.
No.
Fine, let him have a
Fine.
sock.
Put a sock.
You know what? Here, as long as you swear that you're not voting me off, I do it. I'm holding the Bible over it.
No, you can't hold the Bible over.
How many times I gotta go back and forth?
4 times. Back and forth 2 times. There and
I
back.
want you guys to
there and
speak
back.
for April too, then I got the votes. You
Yeah.
swear in that Bible. Touch it right now. Partner. As long as I do this act, you swear in the Bible, you're voting Rachel off. Swear it right now.
Do it.
No, he doesn't need my votes. He's got you two.
I need your vote, Maggie.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You have Janelle's. I'm not swearing on the Bible in this game.
Well, I said, hey, you want me to streak? You vote Rachel out. But big fat Maggie wouldn't swear to her Bible. I won't swear on the Bible for anything. Because I'm a lying sack of garbage around here, and you know it, and I know it, so I'm not going to swear on the Bible. So, who knows? The consensus around the house is that they're going to vote Rachel off, but I don't believe them.
Okay, listen, I'm not swearing on the Bible.
We're not doing it then. Nope. 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 No pee-pee today.
Hey, Howie, you just said that I was going to be the deciding vote.
I did?
The only way I'd be the deciding vote is if you knew where James was going to vote.
I don't know.
And that shouldn't have come out.
And even if he tells me that I don't know.
Have you talked to him?
He's gonna probably vote Rachel out. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I love the guy. It doesn't mean he's gonna do what he tells me. I have no idea. There's one guy that's been mysterious about votes this year. It's been him. You don't agree with me on that, Maggie?
I don't know
I have no
anything
idea.
about him.
I think he's gonna vote out Rachel, but I don't know. I don't know.
I keep getting this sense that there are bigger things in the house that we should have been worried about than splitting up a pair. It's kind of unfortunate that we're focusing on splitting up a partnership versus taking out the biggest threat in the game.
I totally had faith that if James got HOH, he would take one of them off to stay longer. But he can't. He can't. That's the only hope. Right, and winning the money. He has to play with them, whether he likes it or not. They're going to use him and he's going to use them. And as much as he loves Yvette, it would only hurt him to bring her in.
I firmly believe that if I made it to the end and James was sitting next to me, that the friendship group would vote for me to win the money. But I don't think that James would bring me to the end. He knows that if he had, for instance, Janelle at the end, James would win the money over Janelle, period.
James, Howie, and Janelle, they know that the only way they're going to win the money is by taking each other to the end. That's correct. The only way. Oh my God.
It's now time to go to the living room and talk with the house guests. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Julie.
April, your partner Jennifer was evicted last week. What has life in the Big Brother house been like without her?
With Jennifer leaving, it's weird because when she was here, you felt such a pair. And the minute that she left, it definitely feels like a piece of me is missing. And I'm very upset because she brought me here. So I feel very guilty for sitting on this couch and her off wherever she is. So I'm going to play hard.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, April. Maggie?
Yeah?
As you've noticed, the kitchen table has shrunk.
Right.
What does that mean to you in this game?
Well, actually, we talked about this as a group. The fact that we're still here and the table's gotten smaller, it's a huge milestone for us. I think we're all really proud to still be here right now.
Thanks, Maggie. Now I have a couple of questions from fans who wrote in to CBS.com. Yvette?
Yes?
If we were casting Big Brother 6, the movie, who should play you?
God, no, not Selma Hayek. They say Selma Hayek,
Selma Hayek.
but not Selma Hayek.
Selma.
No.
Penelope Cruz.
No, there's a young girl named Julie D'Amato or something like that that plays something in The Sopranos. I think she looks younger. So.
Okay. Thank you, Yvette. And here's another one for Janelle. If Janelle, if you could leave the Big Brother house for a day, what would you do?
Oh, I'd go to Minnesota and visit my friends and my family there. Definitely. I miss them.
Thank you, Janelle. Thank you, everyone, and I'll be back to talk with you a little bit later. When we return, he has been a target of both alliances, but James is still standing. How has this marked man been able to stay in the game, and what is his plan to avoid eviction? Welcome back. It's time to go to the head of household bedroom and talk with Bo, the current HOH. Hi, Bo.
Hi, Julie.
Just a reminder, the other house guests cannot hear you, so feel free to speak openly and honestly.
Okay.
Now, Bo, you put partners Howie and Rachel on the chopping block, but it appeared that there was a lot of tension between you and Janelle.
Right.
What went into your decision about this week's nominations?
First of all, I had to definitely make my decisions based on a strategic point of view, and I didn't want any personality conflicts to, kind of overtake or override my decisions. So.
Well, it looks like you and Janelle have made up. Is this true?
Yeah, we're definitely on talking terms, so we've made up, and I'm very happy about that.
Now, after tonight, you and Yvette will be the only pair left in the house.
Yeah.
If you make it to the end of the game together, you could win $1 million. I
know.
What will you have to do to ensure that both of you stay in this game?
As we've been doing before, just kind of staying neutral and being friends with everyone in the house, making sure that we're not having any enemies and just kind of being ourselves, We want to win this being ourselves.
Now, not too long ago, your alliance wanted to get James out of the house.
Right.
But you didn't nominate him this week. Where does James stand with your group?
On a good side, on a good note, he's actually on a right. He's in our group on a positive side. He's not in our group, but he's still supporting us, and he's able to, we're able to trust him with the vote. So,
okay.
That's the way we see him.
Well, thank you, Bo, and you can rejoin your housemates downstairs in the living room. You're welcome. James is the house guest with 9 lives. It is no secret that both alliances have wanted him out of the house, but James has managed to avoid eviction. What is it that keeps this player in the game week after week, and what's his plan to make it to the end?
Your move.
Close call.
What do you mean?
I was starting to catch on to your stupid games now.
Checkmate.
I'm still here. Oh my God, I've lost weight, I have gray hairs, I can't sleep, I'm losing muscle tone. I am having fun though.
James is the most dominant player of all time in Big Brother history.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if James ends up as one of the last 2 remaining people in this house because everybody's so pissed at each other.
What James is still doing here, I don't know. I mean, I tried kryptonite on him and he's immune to that. I mean, I'll put my money on James will win it. I'd vote for him because he's a great story. James has, I think, 5 vetoes.
The all-time record veto holder of 5 vetoes now.
The Super Bowl trophy's named after Vince Lombardi for a reason. And the veto award is going to be named after James for a reason. The golden power of James.
The only way I can guarantee my safety is to guarantee that I compete in veto competitions and then try to create internal strife.
Every time I see April talk, every time I look at her, I get so disgusted.
She sucks royally.
She talks too much. She talks way too much.
Who?
April.
Oh, you noticed that?
She's an idiot. She still won't admit to Yvette that she was ready to vote her ass out.
Of course not, because she still needs it. But unfortunately, Maggie is a threat first.
Each side completely hates the other side. So I'll talk to the Sovereign and I'll talk to the Girl Scout troop and just keep both sides aggravated towards each other and on guard. That way, they focus more on those individuals as opposed to myself.
Rachel's like, they'll just turn on you next week.
So it's my job to just continue the hate,
She's just a bitch. Like, she's a conniving, straight up bitch.
I'm just glad you guys are finally realizing, because I'm telling you guys all the time,
I started realizing when they were trying to get us to vote off Yvette, I'm like, oh my God.
I would love to get HOH next week.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
That'd be beyond sweet.
Of course, if I get it, I'll put in Maggie and April.
Dumbasses. My strategy is exactly what I said it was. If I get HOH, Maggie and April grow up, simply.
I never talked about winning this game yet, so I might be jinxing myself. But I really think you and I could be the final two. I know you and Howie are really good friends, but I mean, physically, I think you and I could keep vetoing ourselves. Because I was written off week 3, and you were written off week 2.
Janelle is just, she's a badass. And the Girl Scout troop, they have numbers going in the sequester house, and all one of them has to do is make it to the final 2, and they can vote that person the winner. But if it's Janelle and I know that I would definitely win over Janelle.
Could you imagine if it was you, April, and myself, the final 3?
It'd be a cakewalk.
The Girl Scout troop would have a collective aneurysm if Janelle and I made it to the final 2.
We're gonna have to cut this conversation short.
All right, cool.
They're gonna start to think something.
Well, thanks, James.
No problem.
Appreciate your honesty.
When we return, she's a horse breeder from Colorado. He's the self-proclaimed Hurricane Howie from Chicago. They may be partners in the house, but Howie and Rachel couldn't be more different. What do their families and the friend that introduced them think about this unique pair and how they're playing the game? For either Howie or Rachel, their time in the Big Brother house is coming to an end. But how do the people who know them best think they're playing the game? And is it possible this unlikely pair could end up being more than just friends?
I've known Howie all his life. He's just outrageous and outstanding, and that's exactly who my son is.
A guy with my looks, my build, and my future economic potential, if I leave a bar/nightclub by myself, somebody's getting arrested because there was a crime committed.
I think Rachel is the more serious one.
Look, you're gonna be laughing on the other side of your ass if they win it tomorrow. Don't you forget that we have another competition tomorrow night.
And then Howie is kind of the party person.
Oh, Howie and I have known each other for almost 30 years. I actually dated Rachel 10 years ago for 6 or 7 months, and we broke up after a short time period, and Howie still maintained a close friendship with her.
I gave you nothing. You got nothing, and you knew it.
And I liked it.
And you knew it.
We made out on New Year's one time.
One time.
Right.
Yeah. Just not really made out.
30 seconds, at least. French kiss. Yes.
I think Howie's feelings for Rachel have definitely evolved in the house.
Oh, I know.
Howie's always been obsessed with boobies since our young teen years.
Oh, God. You're not going to.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. No.
Squeeze them both.
No, you're not.
Howie and I have had a lot of conversations about respect for women. With me, he's absolutely 100% respectful. He dotes on me, really. Howie has been a wonderful brother my whole entire life. Every Valentine's Day, doesn't miss a beat. There's candy, packages, cards that he makes by himself. It's really cute.
I mean, you're out of my demographic skew, but you still look, look phenomenal.
Excuse me, I'm 25.
Well, I go 18 to 23.
Well, I keep seeing her, the more I want older chicks now.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
When Howie talks about women the way he does,
Oh.
I'm not that acceptable of that. But I think that's just Howie's personality. And I think Rachel's probably attracted to him like that.
I am serious.
I said you were a nice girl. I don't remember. I'm supposed to stop hitting.
I love Rachel. I think she's great for Howie, but I don't believe there's a love connection there at all.
Thank you. I'm done.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, I love women.
I know Howie's type. Janelle would be his type.
You're so cute, Janie.
Oh, it's sweet.
After Rachel and I broke up, Howie did try to get a piece of the pie. Unfortunately, she didn't have the same interest in him as he did her.
I love you, baby.
Uh-huh.
Can't wait to bang you.
Whatever.
If Rachel brought Howie home and said, this is the man that I'm going to marry, I would, of course, accept him. But she needs somebody who's, I want to say, a little bit more stable.
Howie and Rachel, I put you guys up for eviction.
It's going to be interesting that Howie and Rachel did not win the power of veto, so now they're both still on the block. And of course, I want Howie to end up staying, but I hate to say Rachel, hate to see Rachel going home as well.
All I can say is I am so happy and so proud of what he's done so far.
Who has the better life outside of here, you or I? I think I do. Way better.
Yeah, you stuck with you and your fat hubby and your ugly dog?
I'm so jealous, honey.
I just think it's below the belt. If that was my daughter, I wouldn't be happy about that.
You're gonna play dirty, I'm gonna play as dirty as it gets in this house. Believe me, it's hurricane season.
If he can dodge this bullet, I'll be happy and thrilled.
I don't know.
They're intimidated by the trash talk. They can't handle it.
I don't know. I can see it both ways. I really, really can.
Coming up, it is eviction night. Of the 8 remaining House guests, only 5 are eligible to vote. The 2 nominees, Howie and Rachel, cannot vote. Neither can Bo, the current HOH. Tonight, the House guests will cast their vote live. For now, let's go to the diary room and hear from Janelle, Maggie, James, Yvette, and April as they give their thoughts on the 2 nominees.
Howie is probably the most immature 34-year-old I have ever met in my life. Rachel is 33 years old, and Rachel acts 33 years old.
Rachel stays, she'd be a great ally. All the good reasons to keep Rachel are the same as the reasons to send her home.
I don't have a positive about Rachel. Right now, I could give 3 cahoots about her.
Rachel is a stronger competitor, physically and mentally. However, I just feel closer to Howie, and I kind of feel like our alliance might crumble a bit if he were to leave.
One of the reasons that it would be beneficial to the friendship for Howie to go would be because he ties Rachel and Janelle together.
I get scared during HOH competitions with Howie. It's definitely a little bit of a handicap.
Howie has said on a number of occasions that he is the star of this show. I think Howie's got issues.
After what happened last week between Howie and I wanted Howie out immediately. I don't think anyone who treats someone with so much, disrespect should be in this house.
I don't really think I could win against either one of them in the final 2, but I probably have a better chance at winning against Howie.
All these people, the less we have of them, the better for me.
Tonight, another House guest will be evicted live. Will it be Howie, the meteorology student from Chicago, Illinois, or Rachel, the horse breeder from Parker, Colorado? One of these nominees is about to join the jury of 7 that will decide the winner of Big Brother. Right now, let's go back to the living room. Hello, House guests. Howie, Rachel, in just a few moments, your fellow housemates will cast their votes to evict one of you. That means you may still have a chance to sway some votes in your favor. Each of you now has an opportunity to plead your case to the entire House. And Rachel, you are up first.
Thank you. I'd like to say that this has been an amazing summer, and I've had a lot of fun here. Thank you, of course, to my friends and family for all their support, but to my house guests, without you, my eviction could not be possible. So, but seriously, we've had our ups and downs, but I am honestly glad to have met every single one of you. And of course to my friend Howie. You are the greatest. Thank you for everything.
Thanks, Ray Ray.
Mwah.
Thank you, Rachel. Well done. And Howie, what would you like to say?
Oh, the pressure. Well, first I want to thank my family and friends for supporting me. I want to thank my house guests, secondly, and for putting up with me all these weeks, especially you, April, and Janie. James, veto guy and everything else. But I mean, most importantly, Rachel made a big commitment to come here with me and hang out for the summer, and I want to thank Ray Ray. Thanks, Ray Ray. At the same time, if I walk out of here, I'm happy because, Bo made the play last week. He put me up. I know one time or another, I'm gonna have to win a veto over James, the all-time veto champion, where I wasn't gonna be staying. At the same time, don't feel bad for me if I leave, for my fans out there, because I get to go hang out with Jenny in the tropics.
All right. Thank you, Howie. Well done.
Thanks, Julie.
It's now time for the live voting to begin. Bo, as the current head of household, you are not allowed to vote. Okay. Neither are the 2 nominees. One by one, the rest of you will go into the diary room and cast your votes. Remember, you are not allowed to reveal your vote to any of your housemates. Maggie, you're up first. Please go to the diary room. Howie's behavior in the house last week angered Maggie, but she also feels Rachel is a powerful player. Who will Maggie vote to evict? Hi, Maggie.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict now.
I vote to evict Rachel.
Thank you, Maggie. Please go back to the living room and send in Janelle.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, America.
Howie and Rachel are both members of Janelle's alliance, but who does Janelle think is the better player to keep in the game? Hello, Janelle.
Hello, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict now.
I vote to evict Rachel.
Thank you, Janelle. Please go back to the living room and send in April.
Okay. Everyone knows that I'm wearing white today.
There is no love lost between April and Howie. However, April realizes that Rachel is a very strong player. Will April's vote be personal or strategic? Hi, April.
Hi.
Please cast your vote to evict now.
I vote to evict Rachel.
Thank you, April. Please go back to the living room and send in Yvette.
Okay, thank you.
With 3 out of 5 votes, Rachel has been evicted. Let's hear the votes from the other house guests. Yvette has been very open about her dislike for Rachel, but is it the best strategic move to leave Howie in the game? Hello, Yvette.
Hi.
Please cast your vote to evict now.
I vote to evict Rachel.
Thank you, Yvette. Please go back to the living room and send in James.
Thank you.
You're welcome. James holds Howie and Rachel responsible for his girlfriend Sarah's eviction. Who does James want out of the house more, Howie or Rachel? Hello, James.
Hey, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict now.
I vote to evict Rachel.
Thank you, James. Please go back to the living room.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's official. Rachel has been evicted. It's now time to reveal the voting results to the house guests. House guests, the votes are in. Just a reminder, when I reveal the vote, the evicted house guests will have 1 minute to say goodbye, gather their belongings, and walk out the front door. By a unanimous vote, Rachel, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
You got that, April?
Oh.
Where's your...
Bye, Rachel. Wear my mini skirt every day.
I wear your mini skirt. Don't worry.
Wear my mini skirt.
Thank you so much.
Say hi to Jen, get a pina colada for both of us.
I will.
Yes.
You look awesome.
Microphone problem.
Oh.
Thanks, Ray. See you soon.
Bye, Rach.
We'll see you guys.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, Rachel.
See you soon. We'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, Ray.
Bye, Rach.
Rachel. Rachel.
Bye, Ray.
I love Rach.
It's strange.
I wish I wasn't so bad.
Hi, Rachel. You can put your bag down and come on up. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Please have a seat. You're welcome. You look beautiful.
It's horrible.
There haven't been any blondes that have been evicted yet.
Hey, we gotta take the first row out. Oh.
Oh, don't say that.
Oi.
Actually, you know what? There's not enough in the second row. So we got to sort of.
Rachel, welcome. At one point, your alliance dominated the house.
Oh, I know.
So why are you sitting here? What was your downfall?
I truly believe I am sitting here because Howie nominated James and Sarah. I truly believe that.
It's all Howie's fault.
Howie. Yeah.
He put a target on you guys?
Well, I think it just changed the whole game and the power shift and
every week that
every
power
week,
was shifting.
Game changes on a dime, Julie.
Absolutely. Now, Howie caused some trouble in the house last week. What do you think of his behavior?
Well, I don't know how to explain Howie's behavior. He was very unhappy. He took it very personally, and I think he was just expressing himself. I really don't have an answer for it.
Do you think his behavior played a role in your eviction tonight?
That's possible, but honestly, I think if they looked strategically, I was a stronger player, and they took out the right one. I would have done the same thing. So they didn't do one thing I wouldn't have done. I don't blame them at all, and it feels pretty good not to be here.
Well, on a lighter note, many people thought that you and Howie would make a great couple. Some people thought you guys were secretly married.
I know.
So do you see, well, what has changed about your friendship with Howie since going through the whole Big Brother experience with him?
We've definitely grown a lot closer, and I've come to find out how truly giving and caring Howie really, really is. He's been a lot of fun to live with. He's been a little annoying to live with. We'll just have to see what happens.
Okay. Well, in the event that you were the one evicted tonight, your housemates taped some special goodbye messages to you.
Good.
Let's listen.
Thanks.
I mean, you were as good as anybody in this game this season. You really were. And the reason why you're gone now is because you're a great player and you're a great threat to the nerd herd. I love you, Ray Ray. I'll see you soon.
You've really helped me a lot in the house. You gave me great ideas, and the house isn't going to be the same without you.
You by far are one of the best competitors in this house, and that is the only reason that you would be watching this tape.
I think you played this game with a sense of maturity and a self-respect that is really rare in here.
Have fun, big kiss, and tell Jen I said hi.
Sacrificing yourself over Howie was a very noble move, and the nerd herd keeps on winning, then I'm sure I'll see you in sequester in a couple weeks.
Your behavior in this house is out of control. You have left me speechless, with my mouth dropped. I've never seen such poor sportsmanship like that carried by yourself.
Wow. Well, yeah, wow. What's your reaction to, first of all, here's some tissues. What's your reaction to what Yvette just said?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what happened with Yvette. Excuse me.
Are you completely baffled by what she's
No.
talking about?
Yvette seems to have some issues, and quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised to see her very soon.
Well, we will see you back here on finale night on
Okay.
September 20th when you will help crown the winner of Big Brother 6.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you very much.
And I'll have more with Rachel tomorrow morning on The Early Show on CBS. Plus, more secret scenes from Big Brother 6. That's every Friday morning on The Early Show. And if you have a question for Rachel, you can talk with her live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on House Calls, the Big Brother talk show at CBS.com. Who will win the most powerful position in the House? The HOH competition is next. Welcome back to Big Brother 6. In just a few moments, a new HOH will be crowned. Free from the threat of eviction, that person must put 2 house guests on the chopping block. Who will be the new head of household? Let's find out. House guests, the power is up for grabs. Bo, as outgoing HOH, you are not eligible to compete. Tonight's game is called High-Low. Here's how it works. I will ask questions about the Big Brother game. Each question will contain a number. The answer will be higher or lower than the number given. If you think the answer is higher, you will take a step up. If you think it is lower, you will take a step down. But do not move until I say, please step now. If you get the answer correct, you will remain in the competition. If you get the answer wrong, you are eliminated. Whoever is the last person standing will be the new HOH. Does everyone understand the rules?
Yes.
Yes, Julie.
Then let's begin. Question 1. Of the 14 house guests, how many are taller than 6 feet? Is the answer higher or lower than 3? If you think the answer is higher, step up. If you think the answer is lower, step down. Please step now. Final answer, everyone. The correct answer is higher. 4 house guests, Howie, James, Kaser, and Michael, are taller than 6 feet. Maggie, Howie, and Yvette, I'm sorry, the 3 of you have been eliminated in this competition. Please completely step down and join Bo on the side. As for April, James, and Janelle, the 3 of you can go back to the middle step. Question 2. Of the current house guests, how many have never won HOH? Is the number higher or lower than 4? Please step now. The correct answer is lower. 3 house guests, Yvette, April, and James, have never won HOH. Everyone got it right. All 3 of you stay in the game. April, James, and Janelle, please go back to the middle step as we move on to question 3. How many veto competitions have been played so far this season? Is the number higher or lower than 9? Please step now. The correct answer is lower. 8 veto competitions have been played this season. April, James, Janelle, you all got it right. Please go back to the middle step as we move on. Question 4. How many nights have you spent in the Big Brother house? Is the answer higher or lower than 50? Please step now. The correct answer is higher. You have spent 53 nights in the Big Brother house. James, I'm sorry, you are incorrect. You have been eliminated from this HOH competition. Please step down, join the others on the side, and it's down to April and Janelle as the next HOH. Ladies, please take a step down to the middle step. How many house guests went from being HOH to being tossed out at the next eviction ceremony? Is the number higher or lower than 4? If you think the answer is higher, step up. If you think the answer is lower, step down. Please step now. The correct answer is lower. 3 house guests, Eric, Kaser, and Jennifer, went from being HOH to being evicted. Ladies, you both got it right. You both stay in the game. We are going to the tiebreaker questions, so take off your blindfolds. Please grab your chalkboards. After you grab your chalkboards, ladies, please both go up to the top step. Now, I'm going to ask a question. The answer is going to be a number. The person who comes closest to the correct number without going over will be the new HOH. If you both go over, the number that is closest to the right answer will determine the winner. Are you ready, ladies? Here we go. In the veto competition, goal for it, how many hockey pucks were in the red bin? April, I need an answer. Answers, please.
Can you read that?
Why don't you tell me? I think you wrote 100, April. The correct answer is 155 pucks. April, congratulations. You are the new head of household. Bo, please hand April the key to the HOH bedroom. be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. Big Brother will not be seen this Saturday, but will return Tuesday at 9 when April must put 2 house guests on the chopping block and find out if the golden power veto will save one of her nominees. Plus, you'll see which house guest America chose to get a phone call from home. For now, we leave you as we eavesdrop on the house guests from outside the Big Brother house. I'm Julie Chen. Good night.
Wait, I said Howie, Michael. Oh my God. I said Howie, Michael, and James. That's what I said. I forgot the James.
What if we would have both been a tie?
Would have had to do another tie. I was writing 85. Period. Let me go higher than that. And then I was, and y'all, I didn't know. We didn't know who it was.